What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another short episode here on the Brian's Custom Auto YouTube channel. Today, I decided to make this video because I have been fighting with a little 24-horse Chinese Temu excavator, okay? Trying to put the pool in at my house, and I borrowed this from a buddy of mine. It's only got 30 hours on it, guys, and this thing, it looks like it's had a lifetime of just abuse, okay? So, how these things operate, I'll take you and show you the excavator. As I have ran equipment off and on most of my adult life, I know how to run equipment. It's not a big deal. And doing something like this right here, just clearing out for my swimming pool, should have been a pretty easy job. Just making this level so my swimming pool don't roll down the hill and down to the cars. Now, unfortunately, AGT Industrial, that's the model number of it. These little things, although they work great and it's got an awesome little air conditioner on it, well, that can't run off of just the flywheel charging system on it, okay? So it comes with the availability to put a full-size alternator on it, which runs off of that little bitty belt right there, okay? But they don't wire it up all the way. And yes, I'm bringing y'all in late in this video. All right, so there's the crankshaft snout right there. All right, it goes inside of that bell. That alternator right there goes way up above it up there. Now, notice that's got a keyway in it. Maybe if you can see it. There you go. That's got a keyway in it, okay? Notice it does not go all the way up. It stops right there. Well, the pulley that goes all the way up on that part of the snout right there, yeah, it only gets a touch of the keyway. And then you end up with a keyway that looks like this. And that's all beat up and chewed up and everything else. Now, they put that on there, right there. Well, in front of it, okay, is the rest of the extension that goes out, and it's got a set of cog gears on it. The cog gears, you have one on this side and one on the opposite side that goes to the hydraulic pump, which is over here. I'm showing you this so that way maybe if anybody else runs into this problem, they can fix it. We'll move that bell out of the way. Okay, somewhere in there. Can't even pull it out of there, really. All right, see how the teeth on this is a star pattern? It's got 9 splines. Guess what the smallest spline receiver you can buy is? 13. So that ain't gonna work. So, that being said, you kind of got to make do with whatever you can find. Now, Tractor Supply sells a version of the same thing. It's this right here, okay? Now that's the 3/8, so it fits right on that spline, but you have to run your set screws all the way in, lock them down super tight, but it goes on there and stays. And then you have that, and then you have this little rubber dude here that goes right like that, okay? And then the opposite side goes on the big crankshaft that goes into this. Now guys, I've used these on other projects in the past and they work great, okay? But that's what they have on here from the factory initially, right? Hey, that's got a bolt. That's got threads in it. I might be able to bolt that on there. Okay, sorry. I scrolled for a second. Forgive me. Anyway, so this is all supposed to be just slide on fit, and then it holds in with the bolts from the hydraulic pump, okay? What they had on there came loose because this thing vibrates really bad. In the process, it beat the teeth all to pieces, and it made the spline part here on the other end completely, it ate the teeth out of it. So it wasn't gripping anything. Well, guess what you can't buy? You cannot buy the replacement parts. In turn, that's why I went to Tractor Supply and got these guys, okay? Now, I know you're thinking, okay, that ain't gonna hold up. Actually, because it has 2 set screws in it, there's one and there's the other. the set screws go inside the teeth on that hydraulic pump, but the other end, you have nothing to attach it to. So as I was saying, this is, okay, here we go. This is the original. All right, see how it's got teeth on this side? Let's roll it over. It does not. Also, look how them teeth are beat to pieces. So the rubber that went into that is gone, okay? Now, as I said, the other part slides onto the shaft of the hydraulic pump, and with the set screws, as long as you put them in super tight, you're good to go. Now, the part that goes on the crankshaft is right here, okay? And actually it goes like this. Hang on, I got you. Okay, this goes like this. So there's the other end. So this is supposed to work like this. So basically what I'm putting on is the same exact thing. But it has 3 teeth instead of 4, which means the material here, has 3 teeth instead of 4, which means the material here is a little bit thicker. And yeah, maybe it'll last more than 30 hours. Anyway, so you take this part here, put it in your vise, use your grinder, and cut that off. And you take the other one, like that, make sure it's dead perfect nuts, which, guys, you can say what you want to, my welds look like crap, but guess what? That's already been running the pump. So this part works. Unfortunately, what happened today, just because, you know, apparently with these, you get to work 5 minutes and then spend 5 minutes working on it. Yeah, the keyway wallered out on this, so it was sitting there doing this with with the alternator belt, squealing, and you can smell it burning and all. If it wasn't for that, I'd still be digging. Now, it's very important to note that the flat side goes against the block of the motor, okay? Now, this keyway and this keyway are not the same size. And as I said, okay, when you put that all the way on, that thicker part of that collet comes all the way to the edge there. So there's nothing to hold this, okay? Now, what we do have is the keyway for this that goes that full length of that crankshaft. So, the best answer for this would be, that's welded on there, that needs to be welded on there, and it becomes one whole solid piece. Okay? Just like that. All right? Now, you can figure out your own creative way to do this. Me, I'm using my caliper right here. I've got this old piece of pipe. If you'll notice, there's 2 size differences. Yes, that's electrical tape because I don't need it to stay permanently. What I do need is for that to be a perfect fit right there and stay long enough for me to get a tack weld on it. Once I get a tack weld on it, I can pull that pipe out and we're done. Okay? So, I'll show you the after product here in just a minute. I got to take my grinder and clean up this surface here, right here, and we are going to make this whole piece one whole unit. That way, it'll go on and work with that keyway the entirety of the crankshaft. All right, and just like that, we've got it cleaned up and welded all the way around. Now, it is hot. I can't touch it just yet. Not by hand, but I can touch it with pliers. But you can see pretty much what I did there. And look, you outlaw welders can get on here and bash me all you want to for my welds, but my stuff holds. Look, it looks wobbly, but it's not. Matter of fact, I'll see if I can prove it to you. All right, so we are on a pole. Now granted, it still has plenty of movement, but I think that'll work good for what we're doing. I think that'll be just fine. I mean, it is what it is, but hey. It's straighter than the crap that came from China. Anyway, I'm gonna clean this up and then we're gonna put it back on the machine with the cotter key. All All right, just like that, we got most of it cleaned up. There's still a little bit of slag there, but I ain't stressing all of it. That should hold good, especially with the fact that we're not running 10,000 RPM. And yeah, so let's go put this back on. All right, we are back. We went and got a new belt. Hopefully that fits. We also had to get a new set screw for this guy because one of them disappeared on me, and we got to drill the other one out because it's stripped out. So that's just part of it, guys. But we're going to try something here. After I drill these out, we're going to try and put an actual bolt in it. Maybe there's enough clearance there. I think there is plenty enough clearance to be able to put an actual bolt in it with Loctite and go from there. So let me get this drilled out real quick. I'll bring it back in just a minute. All right, guys, after much more work, we got it sort of fixed. So the machine is in fact back up and operational. You can see I did a little bit of scraping here, okay? Which is good, we need it all leveled out anyway. That proves that this is working. So after getting the pump cone back on, we did put the two 3/8 by 7/16 bolts in. Let me see if I can give y'all some light. Maybe. There we go. Okay. So you can see in there, right inside that hole there, that's where my whole welded process is, and it is in fact attached to the hydraulic pump. That's how the machine operates. Now, if that pump goes out right there, if that pump right there stops working for any reason whatsoever, you lose all your hydraulics, okay? It's working. But it took us no time flat. You see that belt sticking out right there? Guys, it's one thing after the other. And we ain't even gonna talk about that broke off bolt right there. That was broke off before the machine got here. And they broke it off, they tried to drill it out or whatever, and broke an easy out or something off on the inside, and I ruined 3 drill bits trying to get that out. So it is what it is. But we're focused on this area here, okay? And guys, there's nothing easy about this, okay? But it runs super smooth. Everything operates as it's supposed to. And since this does have a pull cord too, I can show you how it turns. If you can see that, let's zoom in a touch. All right, let me get my pull cord out here. See if I can give y'all a little view there. All right, now watch. Anyway, it's hard to pull that, but it does operate. It does what it's supposed to. The machine rides nice and smooth now. So that's that. Let's just go over a quick tally of what today has brought. We started off the morning with, hang on, let me think here a second. We started off the morning with it not side-to-side motion. Okay, none of that. That was because it wasn't the gear on the bottom. No, we had to take the floorboard up to get to the top of the hydraulic motor that spins the gear to make you go left or right. That was completely loose. That's 4 8mm Allen wrenches or Allen head bolts. We Loctited those, rammed them back in, got our side-to-side motion. That worked for all of about 5 minutes, and then the belt started squealing on the alternator. As we went into that, we found that the coupler was causing issues, yada yada yada. So that's what that was all about. So the pulley coming off sides chewed up the belt, ruined it. Now that being said, it's all back together yet again with that pulley being welded to the collet, which has its own keyway that runs all the way to the hydraulic pump now. So if you decide to buy one of these Chinese Mini X's, it will run without that alternator. Okay, I can take that belt, cut it off, and keep on rocking and rolling. Okay, it will run without that belt. That belt is solely for that big red air conditioner right there, because I don't know why they had to put the most crazy looking split unit on something this small. I guess try and combat the heat that gets in through all the cracks that are on the inside. And there's a bunch of them. I mean, I'll show you this much. I went in and put pool noodles all the way around the floorboard, up around all the controls and all that, to try and keep some of the heat out. We got the metal backing right here because the motor sits right behind that. So we put the metal backing on there to try and keep some of the sound and heat out. We took a floor mat because there's nothing that goes under the seat here, ouch, to keep the engine noise away from you. So all that just comes straight up through that hole. So we took an old floor mat out of one of the vehicles on the property, put the sound deadener on it, put it down. Guys, ironically, that works really good. It's still loud, but it works good. And it keeps a bunch of heat out. And that big old air conditioner up there works great as long as you have an alternator to push it. If you don't have the alternator, well, then you just fighting the heat, okay? That's this review on this Mini X. So far, it's got 32 hours on it total. And in 32 hours, it's just about completely had to be rebuilt. Every bolt touched, tightened, everything. So keep that in mind, guys. It's the AGT Industrial. That's the part, or the number on it. It's, if you get through all that and still need to use a machine, it'll work for short times, but I wouldn't be trying to do any kind of professional jobs with it, because you'll spend more time working on it than you will working with it. But that's my experience with this one so far. I got about 5 minutes of work out of the machine and about 6 hours of work on the machine today. So keep that in mind. If you buy one, be prepared to do a whole bunch of work. And they say the diesels vibrate worse than these. So there's that. This is nothing against the company. I don't know the company personally. This wasn't a free machine. Actually, my buddy bought this. And this has just been my experience today. Over the last few days. It's been work on it instead of in it. So anyhow, guys, good luck. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment. Leave me a comment on one of my socials. I got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I don't hardly ever check TikTok, but if you have any questions or want to know how I did a certain thing, just shoot me a message, guys. I'll answer you back. That being said, remember, if it don't challenge you, it don't change you. And by golly, that little machine right there is challenging. Guys, y'all have a good one. We'll catch you in the next one.